Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yohanna will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family.
Oh, you think I'm bullshitting? Wait till I get with you. If I gotta go to ground, I'ma shut the town down. I ain't about to stop until I hear the sand down. All you gonna see is a lot of men down.
The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center.
We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go to ground. You dealing with the menopause.
For blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to ISUPK.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout.
The Lord's 54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commander General Yohanna has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Booyah!
Hey, Shalom, Israel, what's Hey, Shalom, Israel, what's going on, man? Priest Captain GEN.YAHANNA here, standing with Officer Type 1. We coming from Hollywood, California. Just off the BBC interview, letting everybody know that the I.S.U.P.K. is going to take over, man. But check it out, this is what I want you to do, right? Commander General Yohanna just dropped a new YouTube channel, the most controversial man in America, man. Subscribe to his channel, America on Fire, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Shalom. Hey, Shalom, Israel, what's going on, man? Priest Captain GEN.YAHANNA here, standing with Officer Type 1. We coming from Hollywood, California. Just off the BBC interview, letting everybody know that the I.S.U.P.K. is going to take over, man. But check it out, this is what I want you to do, right? Commander General Yohanna just dropped a new YouTube channel, the most controversial man in America, man. Subscribe to his channel, America on Fire, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Shalom.
A case on who the true, this is an identity case in court, and we want to know who the real Jesus is. Now, the first description from John the Revelator is saying, what again? Okay. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Can I ask y'all a question, black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people? Can I ask y'all a question? What people on the earth got woolly hair? White people or black people? Who got woolly hair? Y'all scared, right? Black people. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Somebody had some courage. That's right. There ain't but one kind of people on the earth that got woolly hair. That's black people. Where you get a white man from this? You churches got a lot to pay for, man. You Christian niggas in these churches, you got a lot to pay for. You see this crack on these streets? You see the poverty on these people? You see the suffering they going through? You Christian preachers, you gonna pay for it. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yohanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God want man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Clap it up. Let's get it on. We're rocking it out here tonight once again for Commanding General Yahanna. Lord allow, he'll be here shortly. Until then, we're here with General Michael Allah. Give him a hand. General Hazayan, Officer Marat, Officer Yadai, the young troopers out of headquarters. Give him a hand out there, man. Rocking it out. We'll get it on tonight. We'll answer all of your questions, break down every topic. Break down the biggest news stories on the planet. If you have a question, if you're calling in from the TikToks or the Clubhouse, ask your question, man, all right? Yediah, where are we at now?
Historically, Black Frat kicks out 3 of the ex-Memphis police officers charged in Tyre Nichols' death after it condemned the beating but never intentionally mentioned that they were members.
Here we go. Put your pictures up there, please, on the screen, Morale. That's because there were 4 members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, all draped in purple and gold, Omega Psi Phi fraternity, that beat some poor black man to death on the streets of where? What city was that in? Memphis. All right, Memphis, Tennessee. And now Omega Psi Phi fraternity, what they do? Cancel their membership? That'll teach them out. That'll show them. They canceled their membership to the black fraternity. Just so you brothers in college will, just so you can understand something. Being in a black fraternity only matters when you're in college. It doesn't mean any damn thing once you're out of college. It's like being a Girl Scout. It matters when you're 10, when you're 11 selling cookies, but once you're a grown man with child support payments to make, nobody cares whether you are an Omega Psi Phi. It doesn't matter anymore. So, of course, kicking them out of the fraternity while they're 35-year-old men means nothing because a fraternity only matters when you're in college. Right. I pray everybody understands that. That's things that kids don't know. Kids think that today is the only day that matters. Let me give you something else that might help your life. Your friends in high school, you will never see them again. Stop caring about them. You are never going to know your high school friends. The people you're willing to get shot over, to kill over, the people that are your homies till the end. You grow up, you get women, you get kids, and you never see them again. So don't go to jail for them. Don't die for them. Don't kill someone for them, because that is what for children. Well, Omega Psi Phi kicked them out of their childhood black fraternity, and who gives a damn? Let me give you a better move that Omega Psi Phi could make. Stop teaching black men to beat other black men to become a fraternity member. Because the exact same thing that they did to that brother is what got done to them when they were pledges trying to join that fraternity. Let me explain. This is hard to understand when you're a real man. You brothers in this room right here, these are real men I'm looking at right here. Give yourselves a hand. These are absolute killers, warriors. So you don't understand this. So I'm talking to the cowards out there. Small men need to try very hard to be big. Very hard. They're tiny in their soul. You understand? Their soul is small. And when your soul is small, you need to beat another man with a stick to make you feel like your big brother. Give me a fraternity name. Big brother, pick a name.
Big brother with paddle.
Big brother paddle. Why? Because he is so tiny and so small in his soul. He does not feel like a man unless he beats a freshman with a stick. He has to beat him with a stick. And as he's paddling your naked red tail, as he's
you're bent over, call in if you bent over for a man to beat your tail in college. Call in and let's discuss it tonight. Talk about it. Tell me how that helped you be a better servant of society and be a better civic leader. Tell me how that helps you serve charitable acts better because you bent over, pulled your pants down, and held your scrotum. They bend over, you die. They bend over, they get naked. They grab their scrotum from the back because they don't want that scrotum to get that paddle. And they let a junior beat them because they're a freshman. You're a freshman. You are 19. See, I'm 21, so I'm going to beat your backside with a paddle because I'm 2 years older than you. So I'm going to beat your backside with a paddle. Those black men went and took that out on the streets of Memphis. They did the same thing because they're still little tiny men in their soul. In their soul, they're small. And they need to beat somebody up to feel big. And it's the exact same thing. They did it in college. They went and beat a freshman, choked him, and the terrible. Call in and tell me some of these terrible things that have happened to you or you did to somebody else to join a fraternity. You're hazing. You should talk about it. You can't. Oh, it's a secret. I forgot. It's a secret, Mayak. We can't discuss it. It's on the internet. Your handshake is on the internet. All of your secret mess is on the internet, along with you Masons. All of your handshakes are on the internet. All of your secret rules are on the internet. It's not a secret anymore. So you might as well just call in and tell everybody about it because you did get your little red behind beat like that, beat like a big red apple for Big Brother Almighty. It's stupid and idiotic, and you have to be small to even want to do it. Where if you had a large soul, then you would save freshmen. You would protect them. You would protect the young instead of beating the young with a stick so you can feel like a man as opposed to a gay small man every day. They went out in the streets of Memphis and they still were struggling with their masculinity, Mayak. Still struggling. Still needing reminders that they're Big Brother Almighty. Still needing a reminder that they're not little men. And that's why they beat those brothers. So kicking them out of their fraternity when you're 35, it means nothing. But you might want to stop allowing seniors to beat freshmen. You might want to teach seniors to protect freshmen. That's what we do in the Israelite School of UPK because we're all the way big, all the way grown. I pray you understand that. All the way grown, all the way big. And we don't beat men to feel like men. Because we're men, we protect the young. We protect men who aren't as capable as we are to defend themselves. But Omega Psi Phi, you're just, licensed abusers. That's it. You just have an abuse. You just have a license to abuse men. Because of tradition, you can abuse people. And somehow people think they're manly because you let a man beat your butt. That you'll have to break down to me out. You got to explain that to call in. Where's all your phone calls at? All of your talking and comments. Tell me about how you got beat. Say it. Tell me how you beat another poor little boy because he was a freshman and you were a sophomore. Tell me about it. He was 1 year younger and you beat him and choked him. Tell me about that. How did that make him a man? All right. Omega Psi Phi that's a disgusting gay organization full of little Nas X's and IUIC members. That's where they got those colors from in the IUIC. The IUIC just took their colors from the Omega Psi Phi because I can guarantee that Nate was either a member of Omega Psi Phi or was desperate to join them. Somehow he took the colors of Omega Psi Phi and made a men's organization just like Omega Psi Phi, full of church boys. I got to move on. Marah.
Sorry, sir, if I may, I was doing my slavery, right?
Please.
And I picked up these devils, and they said, they asked me, how your weekend going? I said, I'm good. I said, how about yours? They said, man, we were hazing all weekend. I thought they meant they was getting high. So I'm laughing like, I'm thinking to myself, that's typical. But they meant that they were
beating booties.
And they had on purple. So I had that. But And these was
beating booties always. What you been doing? Beating booties?
Right. So now if I could, this is a funny thing. I heard him talking. He was like, "Yeah, man, they had the other frat guys come over for the game, man. And they made them not watch the TV. They made them face the wall while everybody else watched the TV." I'm thinking, I said, that's exactly what the generals was saying.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that hazing meant they was beating.
Yeah, hazing meant they get their booties beat, pants, put dildos in their mouth. Give me some hazing videos, man. What are we talking about here? It's on the internet. Show me some dildo stuff where they putting a dildo in their mouth, where they make the man get on the ground, put a dildo in his mouth. And here's the thing. The man, he's blindfolded, Maya. This is hazing. He's blindfolded, so he doesn't know that it's not a real penis. So they make him get down on his knees. Everybody is saying, "Open your mouth, open your mouth, open your mouth." And the man pulls out a dildo out of his zipper. And he's at, height, the same height as the man on his knees with his zipper. And the man opens up his mouth to suck that penis. He doesn't know it's a dildo. And because he sucked the dildo, congratulations, you're a member of Omega Psi Phi. You passed the test.
You my brother
You
now.
sucked my dick. You sucked my penis. Congratulations. Welcome to the frat. You got to break that one down for me. See, please, Haas, come on. No, go ahead.
I remember when I was in Esau's military, right? And we used to talk about, like, some cats used to get out there, I'm going to college, something.
It's chilling surveillance video of
fraternity that he's going to get in, right? And some cats like, yo, I'm not doing that, man. Like, we already did this shit in the Marine Corps boot camp. Why we gonna go back and do it again? I'm gonna knock somebody out. Like, they wasn't gonna go through the hazing again. What they don't tell you, go through hazing and everything that's in our oppressive society. They hazed us in boot camp. Now, some things a little bit different than others, but you still got hazed no matter what.
You can find a black one too if you can.
And we talked about it like, okay, I ain't going to college. I guess I'm not doing a fraternity because they ain't hazing me. Because I'm going to kill somebody on that motherfucker that do that shit to me. After what you went through in Esau's military. You understand?
Yes.
Like, it's still all the same. They do it everywhere.
Yeah, it comes from the Greeks, Haas, and that's how Greeks mentored young men. That's where the term mentor comes from. The term mentor comes from, it's a variation of torment, right? It's a variation of torment, meaning they thought that by beating you, putting the penis in your back, having sex with you in your tail, anal sex, anal rape, that really taught you how to be a man. That taught you, they tormented you and taught you how to be a man. And it comes from the Greeks. And of course, Omega Psi Phi believes that the way that Greeks train boys is the best way to train boys. Why don't you teach them how to fight? What happened to that, Maya? If you got a young man, just like a son, teach him to defend himself. Here's passing the egg. Jesus, Nimini Christ. Watch this here, troopers. Y'all better thank the Lord you're a trooper in here. You better give that a hand. That young man, the trooper said, damn that. Thank the Lord you're a trooper in the UPK. Because if Omega Psi Phi get you, you'll be doing that. That's a black, what fraternity is doing that? Oh, he swallowed it, Maya. Oh, God.
I'm going to spit him right
Oh, my God. Play it again for Omega Psi Phi. Look at this here. Oh, he hold it. He turned, kiss him in the mouth. What in the fuck? What is the point of this? He almost fell weak, Maya. He almost couldn't do it. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God!
Oh. Yeah, he didn't do it.
Lord. All right. Well, welcome to the frat. You made it in, y'all. You sucked that egg down like a real Omega man. Good job. This is why those brothers beat that black man, because this is what they think manhood is. They think masculinity is abusing the smaller person, the younger person. Let me tell you how bad it is. You know what everyone says when they see that video of that poor brother being beat? Everyone says this on the news. You had a 140-pound black man being beat by these big defensive linemen, other black men. And everyone brings up how small he was as compared to how big they were. What they don't understand is that is why they beat him.
Yep.
They don't get that. They damn near, okay, if you are not sick, you will say, well, why would you big brothers be beating a 140-pound man like that? But you're not a member of Omega Psi Phi. You don't understand. That's why they beat him. If he was bigger, they wouldn't have beat him because a bigger person might be able to defend themselves. If he was a senior, they wouldn't beat him. If he was a junior, they wouldn't beat him. But he's a freshman. He's little. He's small, which means we are supposed to beat him to death. And even the goddamn medics that came there on the scene still didn't even take him to the doctor, which I need to understand that from someone to explain this to me who is a, what's the people that come with the ambulance? EMT. Make me understand this. You beating the man because, in your mind, because he won't comply, because he tried to run, and because the sickness in your brain thinks you're allowed to beat people who resist arrest. Okay. After he's handcuffed, after he's sitting on the ground, why aren't you taking him to the hospital? Why are you not treating him? He's compliant now. He's bleeding to death, swollen on the ground. He's not fighting anymore. And the EMT is standing there. They asked the same question, brother, to a police chief this week. And you know what he said, Haas? He said that there is a concern when you work for the police department or you're an EMT, that if you rush to help him, that you might not be all the way for your team.
Yeah.
So they couldn't, like, if you rush and say, let's get him to the hospital fast, the police will look at you like you're a traitor. You're not all the way on our side. So even if you're an EMT, you can't rush to get the man to the hospital because the police will look at you like you're a traitor. Let me tell you where that else happened. In New York during the 70s, where every police officer, even if you didn't want to take a bribe, you had to take it or else the other cops did not trust you. Go look up SHALAM. SHALAM was a giant, far-reaching police investigation, internal affairs investigation based on the witness of some white man named I.S.U.P.K. He refused to take bribes. And because he didn't take the bribe, they tried to kill him. Yeah. They tried to use drug dealers to kill him. They sent him through dangerous doors first so he could get shot. They would call the drug dealer and tell the drug dealers, there's going to be a raid today so that he could get shot. Finally, he said he had to at least take the bribe. And this man kept the bribes and kept them in a locker. Kept each bribe in a locker and used the evidence of that money to give it to internal affairs. And he tried to change the New York Police Department. It didn't work. Nope. But damn it, I.S.U.P.K. tried, my yuck. Yep. He gave it all. He had some integrity for an oppressor. It didn't work. They killed Eric Gardner, of course, years later. But they said the EMTs can't even take the man to the hospital, my yuck. Listen.
They said they couldn't.
They could, but they'd be looked at like they're not members of the frat. In the police force, it's the same twisted camaraderie in fraternities. It's a esprit de corps, I believe they call it. Is that right, Haas?
Yes.
It's an esprit de corps that is twisted and ugly. You know, meaning a spirit of camaraderie, which is what that term means. And that spirit, you can't help people because it looks like you're not part of the crew. It's a peer pressure. You get my point? Which is why training doesn't fix it. Because you can get trained on what to do, but do you want to feel like an outcast with the other homies, with the other friends, with the frat members? Do you want to feel like you won't swallow the egg? You won't do it? It's peer pressure, like in high school, like in college. And it works. It works even when you're 35 years old, especially if you've been trained to do whatever the frat tells you to do, no matter how evil it is, no matter how disgusting it is. You'll do the same thing as a grown man. So kicking them out of the fraternity at 35, it's a little late for that, Omega Psi Phi. It's a little late for that. What you might want to do is change your idea of what a man is. Instead of being an abuser, a man should be a hero. I pray you understand, all right?
All right.
I can tell you how I was shot. All right, next story. Also, you can call in people who you suck the egg down your mouth. I don't see why you won't tell nobody about it. I don't see why you don't talk about it. Talk about it. Tell everyone about it.
Come on, it ain't you no more. You that used to be you. Come on, tell those frat haze stories. Call in.
Give me the handshake too. I want to know the handshake. Give me that. Pull up Omega Sci-Fi's secret handshake.
Secret noises. Ski you. And all
give me the
that
ski you, the dog barking. Give me the secret handshake. We know the handshake. The handshake is coming up here on the screen in about 5 minutes. All right. So you just tell everybody about it. So maybe you can stop brothers from thinking they have to murder little men to feel like they're big. All right. Anything else? Next story. You can keep going that. Go ahead.
Wasn't that a Mega South Fry that all them purple guys with the butts out? Some old party.
Oh, yeah. The tails out. You could get that too. A Mega Sci-Fi with all the naked men dancing with the backsides exposed. Because that's an important part to brotherhood too. Naked, being naked. Somehow I'll never get that either. You really can't be brothers with shirts on, my God. You know about that? Brotherhood, a part of brotherhood somehow is being naked. Somehow, I think these shirts get in the way of camaraderie. Draws get in the way of camaraderie. Here it is right here. Look at this here. Gee, man, this Christ. Caligula. This is ancient Greece right here.
You can't really bond.
No, them clothes, them shirts. You try to bond with the man, but he got all those clothes on. And you tell him, "Don't you want to get comfortable?" He said, "Hey, little brother, little brother, don't you want to get comfortable? Take off all them tight clothes. Will you stay a while?" Okay, you see that. You see the man is naked with his backside all exposed to everybody. That's for brotherhood reasons.
Hey, General, you touched on something. I still thinking about it, right? I mean, one time, this is back when I was, on the old slave I had. We chasing the cat. We finally catching him, right? And I caught him. I took him to the back of the wagon, and I sat him there for a minute. And when people came in, I mean, they came in flying, right? It went out to a second assist. And they go to the third one to the second. So the second assist, all the neighboring districts was coming, right? They flying. And when they get there, you just see look in their eyes. And the boy was sitting there, and one cat came up, and I think he tried to hit him or some shit. I said, "Nope, not today." I opened the wagon, I tossed him in. Boom, and I shut the door, right? And I locked it. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "Man, I ain't taking that man to the fucking hospital. Y'all niggas want to get your rocks off of him?" I said, "Hell no. Ain't no more of that today, baby. No. Right? And I said, "I ain't dealing with that shit. I ain't doing no paperwork. I ain't caught up in none of no 48s or none of that stuff because y'all want to they wanted to hurt him." This because it went to an assist because he was running. He got caught. And when they got there, the rage that was in him, they had to let that rage out.
Yeah.
They wanted him bad, but I said, "Listen, he going inside the cage.
Go ahead.
Right that mother head first." Yeah, I mean, and when we got to the district to the 18th, he was like, "Thank you, man." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, man."
The brother who got arrested thanked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Because he knew he was about to get his whipped. He knew it was coming. And I said, "I hear you, man. I don't probably do no goddamn paperwork, no hospital paperwork. Take you to damn. We had to tell the Misericordia. That's the hospital right went to close to the 18th.
Right.
Misericordia. Man, no.
He thanked you later on. You arrested him, and you arrested him. He thanked you for it.
Like, "Thank you." I said,
"Yeah, that's how. Give him a hand. That's how it works."
Yeah, I said, "I hear you."
That's how it works.
They wanted him bad.
That's
and
how
got mad at me. I had to cut a couple cats out. Like, "Man, who the fuck are you talking to? You gotta watch yourself."
Well, let me tell you. You said it last week, Oz. The most important part of that video is when that oppressor cop says, "I hope they beat his ass."
Yeah, he's like, "I hope they stumble."
That is that is the most important part of the whole thing, because this is all you have to do if you want to avoid this kind of peer pressure. What if they didn't beat him? When that oppressor got to the scene and they said, "Well, no, we didn't beat him. We just arrested him and took him to jail." What would the oppressor have said? He would have said, "Y'all didn't beat him? Yeah. You didn't? Maybe you're not really one of us. Maybe you ain't real Scorpion. Maybe you're not really a part of the Scorpion crew." That's the point. The point is that same peer pressure And that's why it can't leave. And you can't train out of it. You can't get rid of it because it is old school, high school peer pressure that happens when you're in a fraternity, that happens when you're in a Scorpion crew, when you're in some tough guy gang or some tough guy situation full of fake tough guys who need to beat freshmen or else they don't feel like men. Mayak.
That's how you say that, General, because the oppressor said it to the cat that got the pepper spray, pouring the water in his eyes, right? And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same cat that when he did get him, he was squaring off, kicking him in the face because he know this got to happen. He said that. You know what I'm saying? And that's peer pressure.
It's just that's why they swallowed that egg. It's like a thing. You know, you have to compromise what is right to be part of the crew, to be part of the gang, to be part of the Scorpion squad. That's not masculinity. That's not it. That's not what men do. It's wrong. It's disgusting. You learned it from your oppressor. Everybody understands, all right?
I got another one where we was, this cat was, and he was in a cell, and he was talking trash, right? So they said, "All right, come, we gotta get him, and we got to cuff him and go inside because he wasn't cuffed on the inside of the cell." So we went inside of there, and he fought with us, right? It was like 1, 2, 3.
Send me one more time, please.
There's about 4 of us in there, right, trying to get this cat, to get him to, get him and everything, right? And we fighting with the cat, right? And I remember the sergeant he said, "I got him cuffed." And I heard click. I looked down, the motherfucker cuffed me. I said, "Mother, what does it mean you cuffed me?" He said, "Oh, yeah." He uncuffed me, and the cat was still fighting, right? And whenever I would grab his arm to put him in the chicken wing, and he fought me on it. But I got him in it anyway, and I felt the pressure. Said, if I go anymore, I'm going to snap his elbow. I'm going to break his arm. I knew it. And he would holler real loud. I would let up. He would fight harder. I would do it again. He would let up. Finally, we got him, right? And after we got him, the cat cried like a baby. I mean, I ain't never seen a grown man cry like this in my life. It just stick with me because, he bawled out crying. He said, "Please don't let them hurt me, man." He said, "Man, I ain't mean to fight you, man, but they gonna hurt me, man. I don't want to be hurt no more." And he cried. I looked at him. I said, "God damn." Like, that just stuck with me. The tears that came out of his eyes. He said, "Don't let him hurt me, man. Don't let him hurt me." He would bawl. Tears flowing. And I was like, damn, look at this shit here. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And it answered why he was fighting the way he was.
Yeah.
That was the whole answer.
Yeah. That's what got that poor brother killed.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be hit. He didn't want to be beat. So he ran. So he wouldn't roll over. And they killed him for it. And they were members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And that is exactly what Omega Psi Phi teaches. All right. Next. I appreciate it.
Powerful quake rocks Turkey and Syria, kills more than 2,300.
Listen, this is how the Most High teaches lessons, brother. This is terrible. Give me the video if we can play it up. Powerful earthquake hit Turkey. Where is Turkey biblically? Somebody look that up for me, right? Where is it? It's by Syria, isn't it? And what's the land of Turkey in the Bible? Someone look it up for me. Just tell me, right? Well, there was a horrific earthquake over in Turkey, I think, this week, brother. And if you need more reasons to fear the Lord our God, you watch this video, because there are people in Turkey that understand that their life hangs in doubt, if not for God's mercy. They understand it, and these things will happen to you. This will happen where you live. This will happen in your city, in your village. This exact same thing. We'll play the video, all right? Please, go ahead. They combing to the rocks looking for their children, looking for their babies. Combing to the rocks looking for their 2-year-old, looking for their children. Give me some more. That was just one building that came down. Just whatever you got, whatever you have. It's this right here. Okay. Find some more because it was horrific. Oh, gonna kill them fish too. You see that? He's killing everything. killing your dog, killing your kids, killing your wife, destroying your work, destroying the buildings, everything. Play more videos, all right? That's a good one. That's
Developing news out of Turkey and Syria, more at the White House announcing that help is on the way.
Yes, thank you, Reggie. So people in Turkey say the shaking.
Good evening. Stretches of southern Turkey and her destroyed apartment building rescued by crane. Cheaply and improperly. Good evening. Stretches of southern Turkey and northern Syria are in ruins tonight after a powerful earthquake ripped through the region. The numbers are staggering. More than 3,700 dead, some 13,000 injured, and tens of thousands of homeless. The pre-dawn quake hit in southern Turkey with a 7.8 magnitude and shook buildings as far away as Israel. A second quake followed with hundreds of aftershocks. A moment of pure terror, people fleeing for their lives in Malatya, Turkey. Whole buildings reduced to dust as the powerful earthquake ravaged Turkey and Syria. Rescuers now battling freezing temperatures as they sift through debris, searching for survivors and pulling out the dead. Many left waiting in shock for news of family and friends.
There are people still trapped under rubble. I have a friend living in this apartment. His children were rescued.
no problem. Do you think? 3,700 people died, and of course, that number is going to raise as they dig through those rocks, looking for survivors. They're going to find more people who died, and that number will just grow and grow and grow. If you need more reason to fear the Lord your God, there it is. And if this is not enough, he'll give you more reasons than this, man. This is done by the hand. Give me you shall reap the whirlwind. Give me that in the Bible, man. Give me the earthquake scriptures first. Give me those, and then give me reap the whirlwind, which is one of my favorite sayings from the Bible, to teach you, you're going to get what you deserve. That's what happens in life. The Most High God is nothing if not merciful and nothing if not fair. He is absolutely just, which is what the term just means. It means fair. Fair. Not only fair in that if you do the right thing, you're going to be rewarded righteously. But if you do something that's wrong, you are going to reap the whirlwind. You are going to get exactly what you deserve. You have a precept for me? This land right here that's in Turkey is the biblical land of Galatia, like the book of Galatians. That's this land. And think about the evil that the people have done in that land to the children of God. Think about what they had to do. Paul went there to set up a school in Galatia to deliver them from their oppressor, from the Greeks at that time who were ruling over them. And think about what the brothers and sisters went through in that land before they were either killed or ran out of that land and were spread all across the globe. The Most High will not be mocked. He doesn't forget. He is patient. Patient. Anything? What do you have, brother?
Hosea chapter 8 and verse 7. For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind.
They sowed the wind. The term sowing and reaping is a planting metaphor. Can they hear me out? It's a planting metaphor. If I sow a seed, I take a seed and I plant a seed in the ground. And then I reap what grows from that seed I planted. So if I plant an apple seed, I reap an apple tree. Do you see how it multiplies? I put a little tiny seed in the ground. That's all I planted. But a year later, what do I have? Or years later, I have a tree full of apples. When I planted a small thing, but I reap a big thing. Well, that's how the Most High God's justice works, huh? It works like that. You think it's a tiny thing that you murder this one child and you murder this one poor black man in a city. You rape this one woman. To you, it's what? Small. It's nothing. People don't even know about it, and it won't even make the news. There's a people you can kill, Lock, and it won't even be important to the media, to the news. It won't be important to the family of the people that you kill. There's a person like that, and that person is Black or Hispanic or North American Indian. You want to see who's going to reap the whirlwind? Who's ever raping and killing and kidnapping those children of God on those Gadite reservations, on those North American Indian reservations. Right now, brother, go look up the statistics on a so-called North American Indian girl living on a reservation and how much they're being kidnapped. There are so many girls. There are fathers who walk around this town every day feeling like, my God, my daughter wants me to find her. I don't know where she is. She's gone. And they're searching for their daughter. They're searching for her, and they can't find her. And there's always been a rumor for years that oppressors are coming on to the North American Indian reservation and kidnapping little girls and taking young teenage girls. And fathers walk the streets of reservations day and night, calling their daughters names. You thought it was small that you killed those little girls on those reservations. It's small now, but the justice will be big.
Yes, sir.
The justice will be great. The justice will be more than your little soul can handle. And it's coming. It's coming for whoever is kidnapping those girls on those reservations. It's coming, and it is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right.
The saints have all the saints have, this is all we've ever had. We've never had the government on our side or the police on our side. Even the hospitals are against us. We don't have that. But what we know is that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what we bank on, that eventually our little girl's murderer, God will reveal who he is. And we'll know in the whirlwind. We'll know by who is getting torn apart by the elements, torn apart by the weather, torn apart by the terrorism, torn apart by the finger of God. We'll know then. And now you're seeing it in Galatia. And here's the good news for those of you who wait upon the Lord. You're going to see it happen in your land as well. You wait on the Most High's justice. You'll see it in Memphis. Stand back, Memphis. That's all. Wait a little while. Wait a small season, Memphis. Wait a small season, Alabama. Wait a little while, and you'll see justice come from the sky. It's going to happen. It happened in Galatia. It's coming to your town, to your village, to your house. I pray you understand. Anything else?
It hath no stalk. The bud shall yield no meat, no meals. Shall it up.
Oh, they're going to eat it, brother. My yuck. They're going to eat till they get full up. You planted the wind, you're going to reap the whirlwind. What's a whirlwind? A tornado. That's a whirlwind. A wind that's whirling and whirling and whirling and whirling. That's the whirlwind. That's what you're going to reap. You're going to reap a tornado. It's going to tear your house apart, tear apart your family. You're going to know what it's like to miss your daughter. You're going to see what that's like, right? You'll feel sorry for us in that day. Here's what's better for me, and almost makes me cry to think about how beautiful it is. One day I will feel sorry for our oppressor. That is just it's so beautiful. Man, like one day I'll go, oh no, don't. One day I will feel sorry for oppressors. That day is coming. One day I'll pity you. One day I'm going to feel sorry for you instead of you feeling sorry for me. One day.
Be in a position to have mercy on them.
Yeah,
you
man.
understand? That's
Yeah,
powerful.
one day say, yeah, no, that's enough. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. All right, go ahead. Next story. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Can you grab that one, man? The one that they hum I actually grabbed? Yep. Start right there, please.
The book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power.
That's what you saw. But General Muhammad brought out to you. You saw power right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's power. To make the earth shake and to bring down a building the way it did, that's power. And it comes from the Lord, man. You understand? He's slow to anger, great in power. Like how General Muhammad said, he watched what y'all done to us, man. He watched all the evil you had done to the Lord, chosen people. You in our land. That's all part of the land of Israel right there. They in our land. You understand? He's watched, so now it's time for you to pay. Keep on reading, brother.
Khan, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
Those are the Lord's words, not mine. He's not going to quit the wicked, meaning you earned what you're getting right now. People may not understand it, like, oh, that's a shame, and something. Not to the Lord. The Lord had this happen for a reason. For a reason. The wicked will not be acquitted. You're going to pay for what you've done. Continue, brother.
Khan, the Lord have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
There you go. Drop down to verse 5.
Khan, the mountains quake at him.
That's what happened. When the mountains quake, that's the earthquake, man. Started shaking and rumbling, that's that earthquake going on. Go ahead.
Khan, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein.
That's what you saw in that video right there, man. That was it right there. Do you understand? Because the Lord is the one who's author of all these things that happen, and for what you did to the children of Israel. Because of the crimes that's committed to the 12 tribes, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, you're going to have to pay for what you've done. And like how General Muhammad said, when you see these things happening, that's payment from the Lord. The Lord controls all this. Not man, the Lord. Your technology can't save you. Your inventions can't save you. The Lord proved it right there. Like they done built the house. And listen, earthquakes go on all over the earth. That's payback from the Lord. The Most High makes this happen. We just read it right here. Yeah, because of your wickedness, man. What you have done to his chosen people. That's why it's so heavy. When you come back to the truth, right? And you learn how to change your life. The Lord requires you to be a brother to a brother and a sister to a sister. Yeah, man. That's the requirements, man. You know what I mean? To follow the commandments the Lord laid down, right? We ain't got to really do too much else. We sit back and do what the Lord say do. Now, yeah, we train X, Y, Z, but we ain't got to do too much else. The Lord has this happen right here. Yeah. Earthquakes. All over the earth. Whether it's on land or on the bottom of the ocean with them tsunamis, it's still an earthquake. The Lord has those happen. And he has it happen, and it has it affect our enemies for what you have done to us, man. And it's just a warm-up. So the Lord will have more things happen because of the atrocities that were done to the 12 tribes at the hands of our enemies. Y'all better read Psalm 83. You know, we say Psalm 83 in our prayers on the Sabbath service, the high holy days, but how many of y'all really read that scripture or that scripture outside of those days to go study and read it and see what the Lord did to our enemies? How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all go into it and read the stories of Oreb and Zeb and all of them, how the Lord destroyed them for what they have done to us? That's a verse, or that's a scripture for revenge on our enemies for what they've done to us. And the Lord did it. You understand me? He did that for what they've done to us. So, now you got a power that ain't no joke, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like that power here, real gangster, man. He don't play no games.
Please believe it.
The Most High said, this is chess, not checkers, nigga. I'm going to set you up for the get up. And I'm going to take you down. All we got to do is become brothers and sisters once again. That brotherhood is real. That sisterhood is real. That's what our king came and showed us, man. Let me tell you something. When Christ walked the earth, his last Passover, man, he thought it good to be with his brothers. Them 12. They had Passover together. Them 12. You know what I mean? They was the brothers to Christ. Well, April 1st, we're going to have our Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina. You know what I mean? Amongst brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. and all the ones all around the earth will come through and get down with the Lord's Passover, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what it's about. The brotherhood and the sisterhood from the Lord. It's like that's it.
Damn right.
If I can, listen, they better check the Most High's pedigree. Y'all better read that book, see what's going on, how gangster he is. Listen, man, I was just recently checking out how the Most High brought Joshua and them across that River Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had the priests carry that the ark and whatnot, and split the River Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Went through, and it was so heavy and so worldwide. Did the scriptures say the other nations that the Lord was sending us against said their hearts melted when they heard that? When they heard Israel walk through the River Jordan and was coming for their cities, it said they melted. Then they gave up. Then they gave up the spirit right there. The Lord told Joshua, listen, don't worry about them. I want you to go to that king, and that king. I already gave them to you. It's already done. You know what I mean? Like Haas is bringing out, the war is already won.
Yeah,
The story's already written. We know the ending. All we got to do is play our parts. You understand? And Joseph and them getting it on so bad, it was one fight they had where 36 Israelites got killed. And Joshua said, hold up, something is wrong. Lord, what's going on? Went to the priest. They all prayed, said, Lord, what? 36 of us got killed. Dang, you sent us over here to whoop that ass, right? And what happened? The Lord said, one of y'all's out of order, man. Y'all done took the things I said not to take. Y'all done did this and stole and did this. And they had to get rid of that blemish. You know what I'm saying? But once that was gone, they went on to take over. The Lord said, now we're going to get it in. You understand?
Really?
That's the power in God we dealing with.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is obey. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? To roll with that type of God, and all you got to do is stop smoking cigarettes. Come on now.
Come on now.
Pork. That ain't the only chops out there. They got lamb chops. You know what I'm saying? You will not roll with the Most High over a shrimp. Yeah. Come on, man. So,
Yeah, you right about that, General. Come.
You're dying. Let's do the Grammys. All right, clap it up. Let's get it on now. We're gonna do the Grammys. Okay. Or do we have to do? Maybe we should do the balloon, so someone can explain it to me. Now, there's a big balloon. Who knows about the balloon in here? Anybody, young brother? Okay. The balloon breakdown. This is much I know. That the balloon. There was a balloon sent from the Chinese. It was over different important military sites in America. Get the trooper on the camera real fast. Let's get him around. I'm sorry, you know how to do it?
Somebody to do it?
What'd you say just now? What were you about to tell me just now? Do you think?
Oh, Salaki, I guess this balloon went all the way from Montana.
Yahweh Shema Shah Rakta.
Here you go.
Go on, sir.
Appreciate it, y'all. It should be the last Monday. Be delayed.
Get it on.
What?
It's like I said, a trooper from headquarters was just breaking down the balloon to me. I don't quite understand it. Now, I know, weren't there balloons that were over America when Trump was president?
And that's why
there was a controversy about. You better come up just in case. You need to move, Marah? Go over right here, please, brother, if you don't mind. Break it down. Go ahead.
Oh, Salaki, the controversy.
I'm sorry, over here. Over here.
Whether or not Biden should have allowed it to get all the way across the country. And
Okay. One second, let me get you. Okay, what's the controversy?
Was whether or not Biden should have allowed it to get all the way across the country and into the ocean before he shot it down.
Mhm.
But then they kind of surprised some of the Republican commentators when they said that Trump allowed several.
They didn't know. They didn't know Trump had balloons too over America. But I guess they're trying to say Trump. What did Trump do with his balloons? Okay, all right. So then Biden let him travel farther. Then shot him down. Biden shot this one down over the ocean because supposedly he didn't want to shoot it down over land because it's so big. All right. So supposedly China is using balloons to spy. That's awful low tech, sir. I don't know what's going on here. Please go throughout the trooper. Give man. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. First of all, Trooper, you wouldn't make it in Omega Psi Phi. You're not willing to conform. Let me tell you something. White people, you're going to be punished. I want to say something else, but I'm going to mind in the room. You're going to be punished bad because let me tell you what that balloon was doing. That balloon was tracking the electromagnetic waves of everything in this country. All the radar waves, electromagnetic waves, and they were even tracking the gravity waves of the earth. They were measuring America's ability to create anti-gravity.
Yikes.
That joint was, and the balloon had to move slow so that it could catch all the waves.
Oh.
And they've been doing it. And the U.S. does it too. The U.S. sending balloons over China, all kind of spy planes and all of that. And these weapons are getting more and more sophisticated. And brother, they going to war. This war right here gonna be just like the scriptures describe in Revelation about how horrible it's gonna be as these seals open up. Because they know, okay, the only ones that don't know are the regular people, but they know they're going to war. They are, both sides already understand they're going to war. And more so China, because they're watching what they doing to Russia and how Russia is taking such an L. And they looking at it like, we got to step it up. So China is all in their airspace publicly now. And listen, and may have pressed the issue to become public, like to say to the American people, we gonna come for you. Like you said, Trump let it pass, didn't worry about it, because they all doing it. But they made this one public. Like, Biden, what's up? You know, somebody reported damn near like the Chinese wanted it to get in the public atmosphere. So, I mean, they're squeezing each other with technology now. Nowadays, you damn near can't hide. They got nowadays, brother. They came in and changed the water in my house, just like local conspiracy.
No sweat.
You know
It's all right. It's all right.
They changed the water in my house out, and you know the meter. And the guy pulled up a tablet and showed me my house coming down from a satellite. I said, "What?" He said, "Doot, doot, 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 doot." The satellite said, "Bloop," and on his tablet, my damn house is down from the south. He said, "Yeah, see, we don't have to drive around no more. We just punch you into the satellite, and they'll come read your water meter." I said, "Oh, okay." Man, they don't. Get the fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you can't hide nothing no more. And so both sides can't hide anything that's happening. And it is all of it is for Yahweh's glory. Yeah. Every bit of it is for every nation to, like, it's hard to get a nation with weapons and power to humble and bend the knee to the Most High. But boy, he loves it more than anybody. If I can get a scripture on it, can you give me the one in Romans? You die for this purpose have I raised thee up? Get that for me. And if I could get,
No.
Listen, y'all brought out something heavy earlier. I'm listening to y'all on my way. I'm racing over here. I said, man, I gotta get over here. The brothers. Big shout out to all the generals up there in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand, Officer Morale, you died, brother. Because, okay, the world should be hearing what y'all breaking down. Like, you went into the DNA of the mindset of why that brother got killed and the spirit of them cops. And it was beautiful. It was a work of art. There should be TikTok clips made from that, because nobody really knows. Nobody knows. Politicians don't know. Stupid ass black leaders don't know. Religious leaders don't know. Even the cats on the street getting their ass whipped don't know. Nobody knows why this happened, why it continues to happen, and what is the psychology behind it. And brother, y'all broke it down. And not only did you break it down, you broke down how that fraternity is such a deep training camp. Ooh. Yeah. And listen, and I got a scripture on it that I got to read for y'all. You got it for me? What I asked you for?
Romans.
Okay, this is on what the Lord raised them up for, but I'm gonna go. I want to go to 2 Maccabees after that if I could, and I'll pass it back if y'all don't mind. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Pharaoh had thousands and thousands of chariots and spears and swords. Children of Israel feared them the same way black people fear the cops. Them centurions, when you go back and check ancient Egypt, they had a centurion on the top of every block. They had cops on the top of every block in ancient Egypt. And that cop ran the block. And if he had to lock you up, he came to your house, locked you up, and brought you to his house and put you in the basement till they sent a chariot from the main city to come and pick you up and send you to prison. That's how they did it. So they ran with an iron fist, and we feared the hell out of them. And the Lord said he did the same thing to Pharaoh. He gave Pharaoh that power, but for one simple reason. Go ahead, Op.
Wakan, sir. Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
That I might show my power in thee. The Lord loved to humble a nation, especially a proud nation with a false god or gods. And these brothers here, they took on nothing but a false god. And the Lord is going to break this place down, brother. And that nuclear war, that war that they getting ready to go into is going to be spectacular because they doing everything they can to one up the other nation. And they're not going to be able to do it, man. So all this power you see, it means nothing to the Most High. It's going to be beautiful to see every nation on this earth have to humble before Christ. Like Christ's coronation is going to be something insane. I could imagine what that. Could you imagine what that's going to be like? The cats down with him, stood with him, the whole earth on one knee, the whole earth. The most remote cat in the jungle with a spear. They're gonna be like Christ being coronated. He getting on the ground. Ships overhead, power, gold everywhere, drinks everywhere. Y'all gonna be like, man, there's too much glory, man. What's going on here? And you gonna know that he deserves it, and it's gonna be something to see. But this has to happen first. And thanks be to the Lord. And you better repent quick, Israel. You better get ready, get right quick, because part of their survival is just what it was in ancient Egypt real quick, is that they believe that they got to cut us down so that we don't turn against them. Yeah. These cities are, you go look at this country, these cities are destroyed. America has turned the whole country into a dope park. Yeah. Every little town, every little city, halfway every major city, the whole country is on drugs and everybody's broke. Real estate prices going up, food going up. The rich bought up all the farmland. The place is going to hell in a handbag. They pouring in more and more money. They're trying to change over to a digital currency so they ain't even got to print the money after they go digital. They can just put numbers in the computer and say, today we got 10 more billion. You know what I mean? So they making a mess of this empire, because for them, it's pretty much at the end, and they know it's got to go down before it's all over. That's also why they're trying to get off the planet. I'm getting up off it right now. So what you saying is heavy. That balloon, that was a super high-tech balloon made to look like it was low-tech, which is probably why Trump ain't shoot him down before. Because him, it probably like, oh, these weather balloons are something. But they revealed this time that joint right there had some serious surveillance equipment. Listen, I can almost guarantee you what they shoot down, what they get, they're not even going to tell the public what they got off of. They'll tell them, well, it did have some surveillance capability, but I can almost guarantee you they will not tell you what it is that balloon is reading. That balloon is reading how many people, the waves, the winds, you know what I'm saying, the volcanoes, the underground. It's reading the whole thing and came all the way across the country. And they doing it several times because, boy, they going to war. Now, let me go back if I could so I can get up off of this. Can I go back one more to what y'all was bringing out earlier about this Omega Psi Phi, which y'all broke down? Somebody, Mashak, somebody got to make a clip of the first part of this show when the brothers broke this down, because every brother and sister, no matter where they are in this nation, should know and understand this. And if brothers would understand this, boy, it's so easy to change this place. That's why they fear us so much, because you could change this place overnight by just waking brothers up. Know the truth shall make you free. Well, y'all broke down. If every brother in jail could just understand that, it's over. You got millions of brothers that'll never go sell drugs again. And more importantly, they'll make more money. Like selling drugs is how you don't make money. It's the opposite. You understand? You think you making money because you slinging and banging and you selling kilos. The nigga, the cat that's selling eggs is making more than you. Wonder Bread makes more than the Cali cartel. United Fruits makes more money selling pineapples than the entire Cali cartel. Yeah. So you selling drugs, shooting, killing, all of that, and you ain't even making the real money. And here's the sad part. All of our people are the ones consuming. Everybody know that. Everybody know that we the consumers. Yep. Right or wrong? We spending, they stealing. Meanwhile, we spending and they making more money than us selling drugs. We going to jail, getting killed, perpetrating an entire ghetto, horrible lifestyle, you know, wiping each other the hell out all across this country and around the world, not just in the country, the Caribbean, Central America, South America. We just doing ourselves in while they sit back and keep getting richer, 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 you know, raising prices on everything. It's shameful what's happening to us. So that's why that should be a clip, man, because that'll give a lot of brothers, if they can receive it. It's hard these days for brothers to receive wisdom. But if they could receive it, you understand, they could get something, deep, man. Big shout out to Captain Tazaria, Captain Katazar, man, on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I turn on the Clubhouse and listen to them in them rooms, and I turn to my wife and say, there's no hope for us. I said, them brothers giving a good effort. I'm getting a drink. Yeah, man. Like, cause it looked like, and that's why I say big shout out to them, because I mean, if you look with your eyes, them niggas is crazy and out of their mind and have no common sense whatsoever and no commitment to what the hell they even talking about. Yeah. They changing topics every week. And these brothers is in here, I mean, saving and I mean, damn near literally ripping people out of the world through the goddamn Clubhouse, through the damn airwaves. And it's an amazing work that they doing, man. So big shout out to them, man. They you know what I mean? Because our people, boy, you know what I mean? These 12 tribes right here, brother, is a problem. All right, come on, give it to me.
Second Maccabees, chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 14, sir.
What verse are you at? What verse did I call for? No. Let me get this right. Second Maccabees, what chapter? I'm at 4 and... No. Second Maccabees. Try the second chapter. Bear with me a second.
Oh, come on.
All right. Hold on. I might be wrong. Hold on. Second chapter. And start at the 18th verse. I'm going to show you peer pressure. I'm going to show you Omega Sci-Fi, and I'm going to show you how a brother handled this thing right here. And if you could see this, you will never, ever, ever get with some stupid ass fools to go murder somebody, rob somebody, end up in jail, 20 years in life, first 48, over 5 minutes of stupidity, over Christmas money. I watched the first 48 out. They gave 3 brothers under 18 20 years apiece, 3 of them, because they murdered some brother or some weed dealer because they was desperate to get Christmas money. Murdered him and threw him in his car because he was a weed dealer, kind of like a soft type of cat. Not really, should have never been selling no drugs, wasn't built to sell no drugs. And they got hold of him out, murdered him and threw him in the trunk of his car. All 3 of them got 20 years. These cats ain't even 18. 20 years apiece. They life over. They about to be in the slave fields. And I don't know if y'all got this story, Salaki, but Salaki too, y'all. Salaki. I always come in here late, full of Coca-Cola and energy. Salaki. One last quick point. I'm gonna come back to the scripture. Did y'all hear about the new law they trying to pass where prisoners can sell their organs?
I did not.
Brother, this place is going to hell. You should never, ever sell drugs or be a criminal in the United States. You got to be a nation. You got to be a nation. That's the only way out. I'm gonna bring that story out in a second. You can now sell your organs. You go to jail, they'll knock a year off your sentence if you become an organ donor. Now, why would you become an organ donor and they knock time off knowing you going into the jail? Like, it might kill you for the organs. It don't make sense to me, but they know what they doing and they know prisoners is going to take it. So they're going to be like, okay, I give you 2 years for the 2 kidneys. I throw in another 1.5 years for your heart. The eyeballs, give me 6 months on the eyeball. No, matter of fact, give me a year. Before you know it, you're going to knock off 8-9 years on your sentence if you live. It's a shame. And this is what they've been doing in Planned Parenthood anyway. So now we done went past being they food, they laborers, they mule. Now they're going to just use us for transplant. They're going to clear off the transplant list on our ass. You know what I'm saying? Which is evil as shit. Which is, not that brothers and sisters, it's the right thing to do to, support our brothers and sisters that need it. But it's so evil of them because, of course, who's going to get them parts? Is it going to be black people? Of course not. It's going to be some white man in Scandinavia somewhere. That's who will be getting your good black parts. So anyway, go ahead. Let me read this. And that's why the Lord got to bless us with the power and everything else, man. We need to take care of our own brothers. It should be our own, like all these black men, these young black men getting killed. Every last one of them should be only donating to a black organization. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it should be going. How the hell they getting that? That's why they don't want the killing to stop. Because, them young, strong black men, they getting all the parts for themselves. Excuse me. Salakia. Damn that eye. So go ahead. We need it for us. Come on with it.
Concert.
Last point. There's no place in life that you should be selfish except one. And that's when it comes to your nation. When it comes to your nation, you should be selfish to a fault. You should be psychotic with selfishness when it comes to your nation and nowhere else and for no other reason. But this nation, you should be selfish when it comes to your nation. You shouldn't be sharing. You shouldn't be trying to mingle, join, nothing, because everybody has robbed you based on those things. Nobody has robbed you based on selfishness, but everybody has robbed you based on inclusion. Through peace, he shall destroy many. Go ahead, I'm done. Come on with it.
Carnival Concert, 2 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 18. As he promised in the law, will shortly have mercy upon us and gather us together out of every land under heaven.
Wait a minute, where you at? Damn, I keep giving you the wrong. Huh? 1 Maccabees, my bad.
1 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 18.
Yes.
Now, therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done.
Right. Now, this is the governor of the Greeks coming to Matthias. People got down with the Greek and worshipped at his God. You come now and do the same. Yeah. That's a Greek fraternity. Yeah. That's where that shit come from. You know what I mean? You come now and be one of us. Be just like us. Go ahead, read on.
Carnival Khan. And the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
So everybody's doing it. This is what you should be doing. Join Omega Psi Phi. You're gonna be special. Go ahead.
Carnival Concert. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
You'll be part of the king's friends. You'll be somebody known. You'll be a police officer. You'll be, a judge or a scorpion. Yeah. Imagine that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Carnival Khan. And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many gifts. It's like many rewards.
Right. Go ahead.
Carnival Khan, verse 19. Then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice.
Here is a man that believes in the Lord and not fraternities. Go ahead,
Carnival Khan. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion.
All the nations that's under the king's dominion. Go ahead.
Carnival Khan. Obey him.
They all follow the Greek fraternities and follow the Greek way of life. All of them. Go ahead.
and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers.
And all of them fall away to the religion of their fathers, man. Every one of them give up their religions, give up their ideas. Men of God don't do that. Men of God do not do that.
That's right.
That's why I said about the brothers. What's your name? Yes. That's why I said about Truba I.S.U.P.K that having his hair out like that is against society. Like y'all would look at it like, look at the kind of cats they got up in here. You don't know God loves a man like that. God loves a man that he just ain't with your little stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't need I.S.U.P.K don't need Nikes. You know what I mean? Or Adidas. He don't need none of that. You know what I mean? He's I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? When you look for him, don't look for Nike. Look for that fro. Look for what is him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's us. We ain't cut. Don't try to cookie cutter our garments. Put us all purpled up. So, you know what I mean? Like we fraternity. Damn that, we are people of the Lord. And every last one of us is an individual man or woman come together in the body of Yahushua. And Matthias was like this. And this cat showed himself to be a great leader and delivered the whole nation because he didn't fall up under. Like because he didn't join the Greek fraternity, he delivered the whole nation. Read it for me.
Colonel Wakan, sir, and give consent to his commandments.
They all give consent. Let him come on in and do what he wants. Go ahead. Put the egg in the mouth. Damn, that was heavy. Y'all dropped her. I was in the car. I was like, tripping up there. That was a rough one. That last one, he put the slime in the slime. That was a rough one. And it was so right. And they might ban the video and all that. I don't give a damn because it was so right to show our people the truth. Like that's the truth, man. Since when did the truth become a bad thing?
Right.
Since when it is wrong to drop the truth on them, man? It was right, man. It's right for you to see. Because not seeing it leads you to be them 5 cops that beat another brother to death for nothing. For nothing. You understand? Go ahead, Op.
Colonel Wakan, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
We're going to stick with the covenants of our fathers, man. We ain't going for that. Go ahead. There's more.
Verse 21, God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan, we will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left.
We ain't budging on the righteousness of the Most High.
That's right.
That's what he said he's dealing with. And that's how we supposed to walk. That's once again, that was a man that was selfish about his own nation.
Damn right.
And he's supposed to be. He was now listen, when you read on, you find out how generous a man he was. That's what made him great. What made him great was how much he cared for people before they came to take over. But when they came to take over, he ain't have no more generosity for them. He was done with generosity then. Then it became time to gnaw. Not our nation. We ain't giving up none of that. And he went up into the mountains, man, and fed them brothers and sisters that was with him. Took care of them brothers and sisters. Raised them brothers and sisters up. Made them strong. You understand? Made hard decisions like fighting on the Sabbath and all that. He did that for that nation, man. And because of it, that nation got strengthened and carried itself all the way till Christ's return. Remember, the Hashmoneans ran the Lord's temple all the way up until Christ came. Them Levites, them Sadducees and Pharisees that was in the temple when Christ came, those were the descendants of the Hashmonean. That was Judas and them sons that eventually became the ones that ran. That's why you didn't have the direct line of the Levites when Christ came. But you had Levites. What Levites? Them Hashmonean brothers that went up against them Greeks and put them to death and brought their nation back. Not that we go into war, but you get the idea. You know what I'm saying? On where we should be at. So that's why it was so great what y'all brought out earlier. I'm shutting up. The water. I yield. Damn right.
Sir, can I give you another perfect parallel to back up what you were saying? If anyone wants to give this a try, you can do it in the Umara. The official stance of Omega Psi Phi is that they are against hazing. Hazing is illegal. It's against their protocols. The official stance of the Memphis Police Department is that they are against police brutality. They're against police abuse. But the spirit that runs the place, the spirit of camaraderie that they all rally around, is directly against what the rules and their training dictates that they do. And it's just like a fraternity. If you look it up online, hazing is illegal. Hazing, they don't believe in hazing. They don't haze. But if you go join, you're going to be hazed. And if you go to become a cop, they're going to train you not to beat up people, not to do things like that. But when you actually practice policing, you're going to feel such peer pressure to beat up black men that you're going to do it even though it's against your rules. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same process. You get trained to do one way, you do it a different way because you don't want to go against the crowd.
Boom. And can I, if I can add one little tidbit, and it's so Greek in this. The Greeks were small in those isles. And so they had to, the Greek Isles was a bunch of islands. A bunch of islands that was half filled with Japhet, half filled with Edomites that came down from the mountains. So they had all these ethnic groups. So what the Greeks had to do to make themselves strong to go fight the other nations is they had to adopt a way to unify different cultures and people. And their way was exactly what they tried to do to Mattathias, say, let us all give up our ways and let's come together and be Greeks. And then this way, there's no division among us. That's what Greek fraternities are saying. They're saying, forget that you black, forget that you white, forget that you Latino or Native American. You come now and be a Greek. Now, it don't matter where you came from. Give up, just like he told Mattathias, give up your ordinances and the way you live. That's Greek philosophy. That's Roman philosophy. That's American philosophy. Give up your way. Come be part of us. Join the police force. Join the military. We're all Americans. But there's one set of Americans that's on the bottom of everybody else. Even though we all so-called Americans. And them brothers came up against it, and it was right to do. Salam.
So can I say one thing on that?
If I could, let me give you this house if I could. This is from their website. Omega Psi Phi fraternity has a zero tolerance policy as strictly prohibits and expressly denounces the practice of hazing in any form at all during and after membership. That's their official stance.
That's the official position.
And you look up the official stance of the Memphis Police Department, they have zero tolerance for police brutality or for the breaking of any laws at all, but camaraderie demands that you beat up black people in both.
Christ.
And you're going to do it even though it's against the rules.
Yeah. You know, they just after George Floyd, Memphis Police Department adopted damn near all those reform changes that came from George Floyd.
Yes, they did.
They adopted. They were one of the ones who first gravitated towards it quickly.
They had a black police chief, a black mayor who was against police brutality and was going to enact more progressive measures in the Memphis Police Department. That's on the website.
Dang.
That's on the website, Haas. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And they had the Scorpion unit.
And hell, after every damn incident, whatever, every other month or every month, in the press release, they say those same words. Our official stance is this. We're all against this. We're going to investigate this. We won't tolerate the racists or the terrorists. We won't tolerate our official stance. But it's just going to happen again. Because like I heard, I saw police say, you know, after the academy, you know, when he got assigned with his partners and all that, they took him on the streets his first ride. They said, you fresh out of the academy, right? He said, yep. He said, all right, forget all that bullshit. Now we're going to teach you some policing.
Damn.
That's where the training begins. Yeah, that's it. After the academy. After all that funds and money.
I thought that was just in TV.
Yeah.
No,
it's real.
God.
Yeah.
So that shit real. I experienced that shit. That shit
Damn.
real.
I forgot. He said
that shit is real.
Damn.
That shit is real. That's exactly what they do, sir.
I would tell you, that was a quick story. Haas remind me of just now. of course, when General Hazayan first came into the truth, there was like 5 other cops that came into the school, right? And one of them, as usual, he calls me down one night, late as night. One of them, you know, I'm talking about Haas.
Yeah, come on.
The one Fred is his slave name. I don't know if I can say
Yeah,
that, but that's so anyway. So he calls me down to a bar late at night, right? A bar. And it was the usual thing where he needs to, tell me something, right? So we go into some bar, and he says, "I gotta confess something to you," right? He's crying, bawling, crying, and he said that he was a cop one night, and it was a brother selling waters. A brother was pushing waters in a shopping cart, not a personal shopping cart like you could buy, like a laundromat cart. And he said that he saw the brother with, water, bottles of water. And he said he went over to him and he jacked the brother up and he said, "Where'd you get this water from?" And the brother said, "I bought this water and I'm selling this water, but I bought it." He said, "You ain't buy that water, you lying. You ain't buy that water, you a damn thief." And the brother, of course, was black. Now the cop was black. He said he took the water, dumped the water out, jacked the brother up, and is beating the brother up for stealing this water and throwing all his stuff on the ground. He said as he's throwing all stuff on the ground, the receipt dropped out. He said he picked up that receipt, and he said I looked at it, and he started crying, bawling. He said, "I can't believe." He was so racked with guilt,
which he should have.
Yeah. And he started telling me this, and I'm counseling him about it. My God, like whatever that thing is, it's racism.
Yes.
It's racism. It's oppression. It's
demon.
You learning from the Greeks. You learning from the oppressors. And he said, as he's beating him up, the brother is saying, "No, I bought it. I paid for it. He's dumping all the water out on the ground. And he's so mad. He said it was at a time when his supervisor, who was a woman, was on his back constantly to make more arrests. And so he was angry. He was mad. And so now he's up and down the streets knowing his boss is on his back. And he just found this black man out with water in a cart out and was going to do to him what his supervisor was on his back constantly about doing. That's the peer pressure. Like his supervisor riding his back. He's doing nothing. And he found this guy and did it, and then the receipt dropped out. And he was so destroyed. It was like he was wrecked about what he had become.
At least he had a little bit of conscience.
At least he had some conscience.
What he should have did, if he really was right, he should have went in there and bought 3 times of what he tore up from the brother. Should have went right back in that supermarket and filled up a shopping cart 3 times as much, and wheeled that shit right out to the brother, man, and apologize for him. Good part about serving the Lord is you can apologize.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's nice, but listen, shoot. Everybody come when they after they did the crime. They gonna get you. They gonna wake Muhammad up 4 a.m. Try not to do the shit first.
That would be nice.
Muhammad to get a little sleep at night. You could just not do it first. You know what I mean? Or fix it. You know what
Come
I mean?
on, yeah.
Shimmy.
So like you got it. I think we gotta go to. You want to go to the Grammys? We tight with the time.
What we
But
got? We know we got a half. Can we do the? Can we do the? Y'all only if y'all want me to. I won't touch it if y'all don't want me to touch it.
What story you talking
the
about?
donut one with the prisoners.
Yeah, no, we should.
Y'all good with that?
Yeah, count on one come.
Y'all sure?
Count on one come.
All right, cool. All right, good.
Khan, Massachusetts bill proposes prisoners could trade organs for less prison time.
This bill passed, it's over. You go to jail in Massachusetts, brother. You going to see the doctor. Nobody getting out of them sentences. Like anything, after a while, it just becomes another business. You know what I'm saying? And once Esau find a way to make money off of you, then any restraint he had before that, you can forget about it. He gonna take that off the table so he can do all the evil things he wants to do. Salaki, go ahead.
Khan, for up to a year off their sentence, prisoners could donate organs and bone marrow. A new bill proposed by Massachusetts Democrats proposes that prisoners could be offered a choice to donate their organs or bone marrow in exchange for up to a year off their prison sentence. Prisoners cannot donate organs in most states except for a few outliners in which they can donate to close family members. But this bill will mark the first trades organ for freedom.
Rough one.
That's a rough one there.
That's a rough one.
You come home with one eye.
Yeah.
We'll get out early.
Yeah.
One eye.
And wait till they come for them nuts.
Oh.
That's the one I'm worried about.
You can take the whole man after
Yeah,
that.
man. God.
Take him, take everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Like, look, we're gonna take 10 years off your sentence, man. We got to get them gonads. you gonna be in a jam, man. Yo, man. The first thing cats gonna do when you get home, did they get you? There'll be a new story in the hood. Like, did he stand up and do the time, or did he give up them gonads? It's horrible. This is a night. We joking, but this is a nightmare for blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. This is a nightmare. Right or wrong? Go ahead, you got more?
Wakan. The bone marrow and organ donation program shall allow eligible incarcerated individuals to gain not less than 60 and not more than 365-day reduction in the length of their committed sentence in the Department of Corrections facilities or House of Corrections facilities if they are serving a Department of Corrections sentence at a House of Corrections facility on the condition that the incarcerated individual has donated bone marrow or organs.
Yeah, that's for openers. Let that thing get up into the system by law. Before you know it, that'll be part of the plea bargain. Before you know it, they getting ready to serve you up 2 to 4. Look, man, you getting ready to get 2 to 4. We give you 1. You willing to give up, a little bone marrow, a little so and so. They'll be the district attorney be negotiating it after a while. You know what I'm saying?
It's right there. I mean,
right.
If it's a year off your sentence, why can't they negotiate it in the plea deal?
Exactly.
It's already built.
It's already built in. You right. You so right. So that's what you got. That's what's coming next. And then it'll just eventually, and then forget about the illegal ones. What about the illegal ones? What about the ones you come back for child, go to get your medicine or whatever it is you're supposed to get. Next thing you know, you wake up 3 days later with a scar on your back. You know what I mean? Or a scar down your leg. Somebody, they done went in there and did, I don't know, you got sick. We had to operate. Meanwhile, they done took part of your body, man, and sold it to some old white man they trying to save and keep living. Brother, this is a nightmare, man. If this get passed. Slocky.
I'm not sure how detailed the contract is, but if you just a donor, I'm just a donor. So, whatever. And like you said earlier, you end up dead.
Right.
Now, for some reason you die, and he's on our donor list. Let's hurry up, get them organs. That ain't, you gone.
You gone. You know what I mean? Hell, you go in to give up an organ and might end up dead, and they take all the organs.
Yeah.
And you gonna have Hannibal Lecter in there like, ooh, them eyes. He got a hell of a set of eyes. Next thing you know, he done came in and, you know what I'm saying? He done, this is a nightmare. And it never stops. It's always another way to rob us, another way to starve us, another way to oppress us, never a come up for us as a people. That's why y'all in your stupid ass mind, Salakia, in your stupid mind out there in the world, you acting like there's some level of prosperity. This might be some level of prosperity for you, but as a people, we are in hell. And you can't build a nation with just the successful people. You got to build it with all the people. You understand? That's why Christ went to the bottom first and rose them up, because you can't go with half a nation. You got to have all the nation. You understand? That's why Moses came back to go get the rest of the brothers and sisters and walk them up out of there as a nation. You know what I mean? Even the wicked ones went out with Moses. You know what I mean? So he had to go back and get them. But they think they have you walking around believing you could have success on your own, and that means something. Rich black men getting their ass whooped by the cops too. Yep. They getting locked up on false charges and all kind of abuses, sued by everybody. I mean, they getting sued, brother. If you're wealthy and famous in America and you black, you walk around with at least 20 lawsuits all the time. All kinds of Edomites trying to sue you. Old slick, lawyers from one ethnic group, you know what I'm saying? Come together, they all pulling that. So it's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare for us, and this just makes it that much worse. It makes it more why this should turn on your zeal to be part of the I.S.U.P.K. You should be zealous for this thing, man. You know what I mean? Like I don't know nobody that really learned, a black man or Latino man or Native Indian man that learned the truth about Christ, and you ain't all the way down with him. Like if you ain't all the way down with Christ, you have not learned about that brother. You still think he's some old sissy boy like they portray in the movies and like them preachers that be putting out and the molesters in them churches is putting out. When you go back and really learn about this brother, he's the baddest cat that ever walked the face of this earth and should be recognized as such.
Right.
You know what I mean? He paid the cost to be the boss.
Right.
And did it on a real level, man, before the world. So, Locke, I yield.
Can I bring out something on that, sir?
Please.
Can I get Isaiah 47:6 on your die on that there? But Commander GEN.YAHANNA brought out GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA, right? About his organ donor. We like, this is hell, man. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's a price to pay. You want to know why the earthquakes going on all over the place? How the place is drought and they ain't got no water, all these things going on? Because this is a payback for what you're doing to us, man. Like you've done it. This sound like that story you brought out, sir, where they was taking the leather or taking the skin off of people making shoes.
I remember.
Taking the skin off of us and making books. And the cat said his feet felt good and slave leather in his shoes. It sounded like the same story. This is what you've done to us in this land.
Use your skin for a book cover.
Yes, sir. Come on, my con. And it's a price to pay for that. Like y'all gonna pay for what you've done to us. You are earning the punishment from Christ. You are earning every day, every minute of that sky cracking when a black man come with 200 million black angels to come and destroy this place. You are earning the punishment from the Lord for what you have done to us, man. Give me Isaiah 47:6, Shadiah.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 6. I was wroth with my people.
The Lord is mad with us, man, for us being disobedient. Over like how Jeremiah brought out shrimp, a damn pork chop. When you can eat chicken chops, lamb chops, you want a damn pork chop. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, sir. I have polluted my inheritance.
How did he pollute his inheritance? First of all, who's his inheritance? You. You are the inheritance of the Lord. Right. You black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and you are God's inheritance. How he pollute us? He put us around other nations, man, and put us in their hand. Now we polluted. Now we tainted. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, and given them into thy hand.
Go ahead. And we know we in their hand. Look at history. The history of this land and how we got here and how they conquered us goes directly with Deuteronomy 28 and 68 for all 12 tribes. Nobody fit that description but us. History records that. Archaeology records that. This year, the Passover at a Stagville plantation, we're going to see some records of that. Yeah. And it happened to black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people. Nobody else. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, thou didst show them no mercy.
Ain't show us no mercy, man. You ain't care. Back during that time, like how Commander GEN.YAHANNA brought out one of the shows before, previous, they was taking our skin and making it leather for them to wear. Now, they taking organs and making a plea deal with you to take your organs before you go to jail. You ain't showing us no mercy, man. Go ahead.
Khan, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
We are the ancient people of them scriptures, man. They are ancestors, man. King David is our forefather. Moses, our forefather. Abraham, our forefather. They the ancients, and we are descendants of them. And y'all did some things to us, man, that's reprehensible. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
You think you're going to sit deliciously forever because of that, huh? Are you going to be able to continue doing what you're doing? Nah, it's a power up in heaven. That's it. It's a power up in heaven. How we brought out earlier, the Lord not going to acquit the wicked. He going to make you pay for what you've done. We ain't got to do it. Like, we ain't got to, this is This ain't Islam. This ain't what's the other stuff? The Hinduism and all
Right,
that, all that Africanism where they go kill everybody. We ain't gotta do all that.
Was it Kwanzaa?
Yeah, Kwanzaa, all that garbage. You know what we gotta do? These young brothers, they my brothers. I'm gonna treat them like my brothers. You understand me? Them sisters, my sisters. I'm gonna treat them as my sisters. That's all we gotta do. Like, it's simple. And we come together as a nation. And the Lord gonna destroy our enemies. You heard of the what's that thing we just had, sir? What's that shit? Corona.
Right.
The damn coronavirus shut the whole earth down when it first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't even come out of the house anywhere in the earth from the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And God made that happen. That's the power we serve. But to have that happen and have your enemy destroyed, all we got to do is change our lives. And by us changing, they're going to pay for what they're doing to us, man.
Right.
Sorry.
Listen, man, give it up. Like the Lord gonna see that, man, and say, you know what? I'm gonna return them back to their former glory, man. You know what I mean? So the nations, like I always bring out, man, the worst thing could ever happen to a nation is them having to go into captivity under another nation. You go into captivity under another nation, that means your life and your world is over. Our life and our world has been over for over 400 years. We have not been alive. We have not been a people. We have not been a nation. We have not been anything but just what the Lord said we would be, that we would be the shadow of Egypt. We would trust in the shadow of Egypt. We don't even exist as a people. We think we exist, but we don't exist. We only exist as long as we dance to the tune of an evil spirit among all these nations that have had us in captivity, man. You know, man, so what you're saying is so right and so heavy out.
So can I back you up one story?
Please, gentlemen.
If anyone wants to look up this, you can look this up, man. That once America privatized the prisons, they began to catch so many judges arresting people and getting paid kickback from the prisons based on how many arrests they made. This is a particular judge right here I just sent over to Marah, where she arrested 10 children for watching a fight. What meaning? You get my point.
Court Judge Dana Scott
There. Come to find out that this is because she's working with the prison. She's getting money based on arrests, and because she's getting paid, because there's a financial gain, she begins to arrest every child for things that aren't crimes.
Yeah.
And I believe Marah has it. And this is just one story, but there are many judges that they found out were doing this once they privatized the prisons. The company that owns the prisons goes and talks to the judge and makes a deal with the judge. We'll give you $5,000 for every child you send to us, every criminal you send to us. And the judge just is guilty all day. Then they found out later she's getting $5,000 a person. I'm just helping you out with a suggestion if you're out there in the world. You don't want to give oppressors a financial gain to destroy you.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. For the love of money is the root of all evil. You don't want to do this. Let me give you something that'll make you totally depressed, which is my job. Listen carefully. Commanding General Yohanna did a whole speaking on this out in the street one night, right? The 13th Amendment, right, gives the 13th Amendment ends slavery and gives America the right to enslave if you are in prison. You did a whole speaking on this, right? Meaning, so slavery ended with the 13th Amendment unless you go to jail. Of course, immediately after that, Black people become the biggest criminals in the world. You know what? There was a time when Black people were humble, loving. We were Aunt Jemima. We were Uncle Ben. We were the nicest, sweetest, helpful, servants.
Yeah.
Then the prisons came and they needed people to go in those prisons. Then we became thugs and criminals and gangbangers. Now, slavery, because they can't enslave you anymore, they found reasons to imprison you. Well, guess what else slavery ended? Slavery meant they had to pay you for work. Then they came up with drugs and they took the money back that you made from working. So now when you were enslaved, you worked for free, and you were forced to stay in one place at your master's will. The 13th Amendment freed you unless you were in jail. They came up and began to oppress you and put you in jail, and then came up with drugs, oppressive laws like in Ferguson, Missouri, to take all your money. So now you have no money from being freed from slavery, and you're not even free because you're locked up in jail. Everything that being freed from slavery gave you, they took. They took your freedom that you got from the Emancipation Proclamation. They took it through oppressive laws like in Ferguson, Missouri, with putting you in jail for a windshield wiper being broken. They took it through, jaywalking. They took it through loitering, which are parking tickets. So now you said, yes, I'm free, but you're in jail over a parking ticket. But then you said, well, at least I got money. At least I'm getting paid for it. They're taking the money too. I'm working for free again, because all the money I paid from my job, I'm giving it to you in parking tickets. I'm giving it to you for crack and heroin. I'm giving you the money back I work for, and I'm giving you my freedom back in prison. What was the point of getting free? What was the point? They took back everything that the Emancipation Proclamation gave you. You better not give white people a financial motive.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't. That's all I'm trying to tell you. I wouldn't give him any reason that he makes money from me.
You right.
Now, that's all I got to say. It's a suggestion.
He gonna stack up your eyeball.
Woo.
And they're gonna be in freezers, messing around with him. Was y'all? Was you going? No. You sure? Just a little. Just if I can back you up, what you saying is so right and so what we should. And if I could, just sidebar.
Please.
Everybody, when you come down for this Passover, listen, I wasn't gonna go on the tour with y'all.
Right.
I was like, I can't do it again. I wasn't gonna go on the tour, but I want to feel Israel on this tour when we go see this plantation out, because I want to know what's in you. I want to know I got to see this. I got to experience what this is, because brother, it had me good and jacked up about, and this was what was so heavy about it. What was so heavy about it was, like I mentioned on the tape, I don't know if the tape is out, but what was so heavy about it was, trust me when I tell you, this is going to be an experience for this reason. Everything you're going through right now in America is exactly what they was going through on the plantation.
Yeah.
You are living the exact same life as they lived on the plantation. You think slavery is over? I got bad news for you. They expanded slavery from the plantation to whole cities. I promise you. Just a straight up promise. I promise you. I'm going to show it to you when you get out there. I'm going to show you drug addiction. I'm going to show you incarceration. I'm going to show you police brutality. I'm going to show you overcrowdedness. I'm going to show you the projects. I'm going to show you 10 other things, and I'm going to show it all to you right on that plantation. Y'all got to come see this. I mean, it blew. I wasn't that enthused till I went down there. 9 o'clock of them took me and, man, you got to see this. I saw this. It blew me away. And I cannot wait, because I know, okay, Salakia, forgive me for Israel, but the average brother and sister out there from all the tribes is not going to catch the gravity of this. You know what I'm saying? Like our people is destroyed. They just don't know. But we that study the Lord in here and study the truth and study life and study captivity, boy, we got an intelligent, open mind with understanding. And it is why I want to see y'all. I'm going to be in the back. I want to be in the back. And I just want to see how y'all going to react when they break this down and show you what we've been saying in here since 69. That you are living in ancient Egypt all over again in reincarnation. I want to know how you going to handle seeing that you've been so duped that your entire existence in 2023 is exactly what them brothers went through in the plantation. I got to see how you're going to take it. I got to see how you're going to calculate it in your mind. How you going to, be able to reconcile that in your brain that it's the exact same thing, because it's amazing to see. So, but to add to what General Muhammad was saying, which was so heavy in how, they just turned the prison into making money. Check this out. The private sector came to be seen as a quick fix to the problem of overcrowded prisons, understaffed public prisons. Today, privatized prisons make up 10%, just 10% of the corrections market. And they turn $7.4 billion a year. 10% of the prison market makes $7.4 billion a year. That's just 10%. So what are they going to, of course, do? Like any good corporation, you're going to expand.
They're capitalists.
They're capitalists. That's right. You're right, They're capitalists. They're going to expand. Which means 7% will turn into 14, 21. And we're talking $7 billion. That's enough to fix the black community. You give the black community $7 billion a year with responsible leadership, and the black community will be fixed overnight. Latino community fixed overnight. North American Indian community, $7.4 billion every year. That's why we got to wake up, man. Don't listen to all the yak BS talk. You listen to the prophets of the Lord, our I.S.U.P.K. This is where the real answers are. It's where the truth about, they got you talking about, what's some of this stupid stuff they got out here in the news these days. And we're going to jump on that Grammys thing too, because that got to be brought out. Still shots only, morale, right? On the Grammys, still shots only. Because they'll pull it. Like they got us thinking about all kind of silly nonsense in the news all day long, when you need real answers. You need real understanding of what is happening to you here. You need some real insight. And I hate to use this white supremacist piece of garbage as an example, but I'm gonna just use him for a second. The most honest statement Donald Trump ever made was when he got up on the stage and told black people, what do you got to lose? Your cities are destroyed. Like, black people hated him for saying that. Oh, they was furious with Trump for saying that. But he was being honest. He was like, what you got to lose? These Democrats done drove you into the grave. Damn, he didn't say that. I'm just saying that. But you get my point. He was saying, what you got to lose? You might as well try me out, because look what they doing to you. And he wouldn't have been any better anyway. That was just a hustle. But my point being, it was an honest statement, because what do we have to lose? We should find our way into the Israelite school, UPK. We should find, everybody mad, what's this Israelite thing? This is the truth. This is the thing that's been missing the whole time. You know what I mean? This is the secret sauce that's been missing the whole time that you ain't had in the soup. And guess what? It's here now. And it's here now at the right time when you're supposed to get it. That's what's going on. And we should wake up and see it, man. We should gobble down this truth. Should gobble it down. I don't care if you miss a day at work, you up too late, so what? If you enthralled in learning this truth and you getting these scriptures and knowledge in you, do it. Swallow it down, eat up every scripture, every verse, become a maniac over it. Get it inside you. It's going to save your life. It's going to keep you out of jail. It's going to teach you how to deal with your enemies. It's going to teach you how to build families. And it's going to teach you how to be a responsible person when you're dealing with work and life. It's going to teach you how to be a brother with other brothers. It's going to teach you how to not be fooled by fake-ass, stupid-ass religions that's all about glitter and flitter in front of your face just to rip you off. It's going to do everything for you, man. Learn this truth. I'm off of it. I yield. You want to bring that last story in, please? What?
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Let's do it.
Kind of a Quavo and Offset fight backstage at Grammys after Quavo blocks him from Takeoff tribute.
Listen, I don't even want to talk about them niggas. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's foolishness. Who cares? Them two fools is fighting, man. They're going to fight. They brother dead, and they're going to fight. Oh, once again, they the proof of why you need the truth. Here you got, I guess I'm going into. You got, you understand? They the proof why you need the truth. Here you are, 3 brothers done become millionaires by making music, done lost one brother, and now the 2 of you fighting behind stage for God knows what y'all did to each other. and furthered this evil. But once again, it's more proof you can't come together without the truth. Christ came and gave us some hard, fast rules on what we're to do. And we following them rules because those rules always work. Everything else does not work. That's all I'm going to say on that, if I could. I want to get to when they was trying to worship God, particularly that Last Supper. Y'all, let's get to the they tried to they tried to recreate the Last Supper. Then there's another one where they was dressed in red, but we can get to that one.
That's a nasty one too.
That's a nasty one too.
Of course, come.
But it shows you this. Let me tell you something. That this is why the truth is so profound and why you need this truth. Because at the end of the day, when they finish with the drugs, when they finish with the sex, when they finish with all kind of exploitation of you, the last thing they're going to try is to exploit who you believe in. That's the last trump that they got left. They ain't got nothing else. All they got left is trying to come to some kind of God worship, which is why they was putting it out there, because that's the most powerful thing. And they know it's the most powerful thing. And they know to keep your mind like the so-called Jew wants you to be gang banging and making a whore out of your women. They know at some point they're going to have to give you some godlike religion that allows you to be full of lust and full of evil and full of wickedness. And they're beginning to try and show that now. And you're going to start to see that unfold more and more in the music in 2023. Why? Because the Hebrew Israelites is getting such a hold on brothers and sisters that they're moving away from that immorality. And if you ever want to understand that, go back and read the early Christians in the Roman Empire. It's a book out. That book, in that book, it tells you how eventually the Israelites overthrew the Roman Empire gradually over time by questioning them on their morals. Oh, yeah, that's it. Full shot, if you could, Mara. You understand? Like, they started coming up again. Yeah, there you go. That's what's up. Like they started coming up against it. But let's get to the point, if I could. Y'all want me to take it? Or you take it. All right, real quick. Let us see it if you can too, Mara. Like now they'll deny this 6 ways to Sunday, but this is a recreation of the Last Supper. That's what this is. That's why they put the liquor up there, the food, and if you got a wide shot, you'll see the vines coming off the table. Those are ancient medieval candlesticks, okay, from ancient medieval nations. Look at it. See how they got the grapevines coming off the table and all that while they singing over it. This is a recreation. This is an abomination that they laid out right here, and that they shamed the Lord. And of course, every entertaining whore had no problem with it. DJ Khaled's a Muslim. He knows what this is. Why is he participating in it? That old simpleton that is half a sodomite that's playing that piano, he's a Christian. He knows what this is. Why is he participating in it? Because they don't have no morals. They don't give a damn about nothing but themselves. Go ahead, Mara.
If I may, sir, DJ Khaled is a heathen. He's an Arab. He shouldn't even be in
it. Yeah, but I'm just bringing out his religion. You right. He ain't right. Come on, Mara. He ain't supposed to be even in the room. Yeah. Yo, man. Come on. You right. Like this is what, and this was at the Grammys. Am I right? Like this is an abomination before the Most High. And people gonna pay for this. You're going to pay for this kind of disrespect to the Most High, because it's damn near like recreating the Last Supper when Yahweh meant so more than a drug-induced rapper could ever produce, man. He meant so much more and did so much greater. And you taking a dump on him when you turn around and portray something like this. You understand? You disrespecting him as a leader. And of course, where's the outrage from Christianity? Where the church is at? Where the reverends at? No beef, no problem? Of course not. Because our people in this state that we're in, these 12 tribes, we'll whore ourselves for the rich. Like that's why James said, do not the rich, oppress you. Thank you, General. Do not the rich oppress you. That's why James said it. Because this is oppression. This is the furtherance of oppression. Yeah. To take the truth about Christ and to turn it into this and to try to steal the glory from it. And then not have no kind of restraint to say to yourself, yo, maybe we shouldn't, that's sacred ground. Maybe we shouldn't we can come up with 1,000 ideas to do for the Grammy. Nah, instead you trample on his righteousness and put purple lights up on top of it. Put up purple lights on top of it. Like that right there was an abomination to the Lord. So I ain't gonna be surprised if the Lord don't bring some judgment down because of that kind of evil. Please,
Jay-Z, of course, think he God, Jehovah. You know what I'm saying? He think he God already. And sitting at the center.
I think I saw a news report today, Mayak, to back you up. The name of the song is God Did.
Yeah.
But during Jay-Z part, he says Hove did.
Damn.
And that's all. It was a whole news report about it today. That's his part. Am I wrong about that? You heard this before, Trooper? Where the name of the song is God Did, but on his part he go Hove did. Hove did because his dirty, disgusting ass thinks he's God. Comb your hair. He needs to comb his disgusting hair because he's filthy and dirty. And that's what Edomites do, oppressors do when they get rich. I don't understand it. But somehow when they get rich, it's like they're above soap. They're above washing. They're above showers. Like somehow it means you're more rich because you stink and you're dirty that you don't even have to wash. And a lot of them get like that. And he became like that. And he has that homeless man's hair that he has because he's filthy and dirty because he thinks he's some rich oppressor. And he's terrible and disgusting. And let me tell you something else. He came against Colin Kaepernick.
Yes,
he came against him.
Yes, he did.
There is no one, if you support Colin Kaepernick, you cannot support Jay-Z.
That's right.
Because Jay-Z directly came against Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee over police brutality. That's what he did. Jay-Z did it, came against it, sided with the NFL, joined the NFL, and stopped the protests.
Yes, that's what he did.
Because for some reason, everyone is afraid of this dirty-haired, terrible rapper. And he's terrible at rap. He's awful at rap, disgusting at rap, and he is a sellout traitor. And I don't know how you could say we're wrong because he betrayed Colin Kaepernick.
And the whole black community.
And the entire black community
was up in a roar and unifying against that NFL and damn near shutting them down. And he came in, and Roger Goodell and them came in and pimped him like a $2 hoe and had him get up in there and grab a couple other artists and made a minstrel show to shut down and talk about, tried to damn near dismiss that thing when he suffered it a ton over. But I ain't surprised because I saw him wearing a photograph with an Alex the Crawley t-shirt on.
Oh, my
Anybody know about Alex the Crawley? You know what I mean? He all about Satanism. You know what I mean? You had your hand up, Salaki. Grab that microphone.
Marah, you need the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good.
He was talking about Jay-Z and him combing his hair up. 50 Cent put out that he got that from like a gay artist or something.
How'd I forget? What was this cat's name? Oh, my God.
He got the hairstyle from a gay artist.
Yeah, he's a Levite painter that's super Basquiat.
Okay.
Basquiat, he's like he died of AIDS.
Okay.
Because he was a LGBT man.
Right.
And he was a painter and he was homeless. And he died. He got popular right before he died and then died of AIDS. And that's his hairstyle.
Dang.
And he likes Basquiat. He has a lot of his paintings in his home. And somehow he patterns himself after Basquiat, who died of AIDS. And that's that. He doesn't.
That's what you do when you don't have a God.
Oh, well, there you go.
You know what I mean? When you worshiping Aleister Crowley.
Somebody put the pictures next to each
God.
Put that back up.
That was a good shot.
That's Basquiat right there on the other
right
side. Yeah.
And he's following after that idea. And that's what happens when you don't have the Lord. You fall for any stupidity that comes along. And again, Aleister Crowley saying on his t-shirt said, "Do what thou wilt." You know what I mean? See the saying on his t-shirt? Like that's an Aleister Crowley statement. Do what thou wilt, meaning, do whatever your desire is. If you want to molest children, if you want to rape, if you want to be do what thou wilt. Like forget about listening to God. Go do what you want to do, which is the spirit of this place. But of course, you know what I mean, you're going to pay for the things that you do. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Shalom.
You know, man.
Apocrypha. They say, I forget what book where it say, you know, the heathen say, you know, let us enjoy this land fully.
Oh, yeah,
let's
General,
disregard
come on
God.
with
Let's
it.
eat it up to the full.
Yes.
And let's you know, destroy the children of God.
Yeah.
We just gonna live.
Let's
'Cause
enjoy
you only
every
live
flower.
once. 'Cause you only live once.
And if I could,
I didn't
sir.
cut you off. Okay.
If I could, sir. For some reason, black aristocrats love Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Like black intelligentsia, you know, the rich upper class of black people that's on MSNBC and black rich people love Jay-Z, but for some reason hate drug dealing.
You're right.
And how in the hell could those two things exist at the same time? You cannot promote Jay-Z as a role model and at the same time tell black people not to sell drugs.
Right.
Because Jay-Z promotes selling drugs. How in the hell can you do both? You can't say, well, Jay-Z is a role model to every black child, but of course, black children, you should not sell drugs. Don't destroy your community. I should not.
Exactly.
I should destroy my community because by selling drugs, I could become Jay-Z one day.
Exactly.
Is a drug dealer who turned his drug money into rat money.
In other words, you don't hate drug dealing. What you do, what you love is anybody that becomes successful in Esau's kingdom, no matter what he does. You hate drug dealers until they sitting at the Grammys.
Until they Jay-Z.
Till they Jay-Z. Then it's all right. Then, right? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Hey, y'all, April 1st, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. The Lord's Passover, an amazing week coming up, man. Join us, man. This is the new channel, y'all. America on Fire. We doing it every Monday night live, 9 p.m. You know how we do. Join us every week, man. I want to thank the heavy hitters for coming in. General Muhammad, General Maka'ala, General Hazayan, these three big heavy hitters in here. Officer Marah, Officer Yediah, putting it down every week. And the young men that came and joined us and helped us out tonight, man. Big shout out to all you. How you say your name again, or Trooper Ashaya Allah, and you? And Mathumya Allah. Young man? Trooper Mathum Yad. Mathum Yad. Good to see y'all brothers tonight, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the UBK, y'all. Shalom.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do.
The I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yohanna will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center.
We not Christians, watch your mouth. Have them angels in your house. And them people bring you out.
This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family.
Oh, you think I'm bullshitting? Wait till I get with you. If I gotta go to ground, I'ma shut the town down. I ain't about to stop until I hear the sand down. All you gonna see is a lot of men down.
The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center.
We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go to ground. You dealing with the menopause.
For blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians.